Half of it's still wet. It's cool. It's cool. Okay. Let's see. That's sweet. Did I get that? I think I did. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I keep thinking it's Monday. I don't know why. My days are all messed up. And today is a very important day because it's concert day. So all my kids have like a bazillion concerts today in school and then off campus. So I need to get it together. Good morning. So yesterday I got to spend some time with my bestie Monica, and then I sewed up an amber crossbody bag while I was on the phone with her. I love making that bag. When you're done with it, you feel like you did a lot more than you actually did, and it's just one of my favorite bags to make. I also filmed a tutorial for the zippy bag. I just need to get it uploaded. Hope is trying to do a new intro or outro with no music because for some odd reason the music that she has on the current intros never did say there was any copyright thing, because I got the music from Canva that's supposed to be like universal music for all of us to use, and it keeps saying that it's copyright infringement, so I don't get monetization on those. So she is figuring out a different intro and then I can upload it. It's a really short video. I think it's like less than an hour. Good morning. Good morning. So I finished it yesterday, and why do I want to keep this one for myself? How pretty is this? So this is the one I filmed yesterday. Again, no interfacing, not even for the cotton woven parts inside. This is a very easy bag to carry. You could put a lot of stuff in it. I was able to hold my phone, my daughter's phone, and a couple other things in here and still had room. So I was really surprised. It comes together really fast. And like I said, less than a fat quarter. So if you're a person that gets cork from your local quilting stores, usually they sell them in fat quarter bundles. At least mine's does. And if you can get a whole bag out of it. This cork is from Sally Tomatoes, and Sally Tomato, and I love it. Anytime you have navy on natural or rose gold, I'm all about it. Yeah, rose gold. My skin color looks pink compared to it. So it's really pretty. I really like this bag. It comes together fast. And for the interior, I use like this soft pink bees fabric I've had in my stash. I know I had some cotton that was this color that Monica gave me, and I cannot find it. I literally combed through my whole entire inventory. I know she gave me some about 2 or 3 years ago because she knows that I like anything with stars, skies, sun, moon, and I can't find it. And then the zipper tape I actually got on Amazon like a couple years ago. I do not recommend this tape. You literally have to set that bad boy on fire. Like, you have to see smoke to still it, because if you do a little cinch, it's still stuck. Like, it's still like like all these like it just fizzes out, and you can see you're constantly doing it's horrible tape, but it looks gorgeous. Once it's installed, there's no problem. It's just that it doesn't singe. I don't know what kind of material it is. It either singes where it's still fraying, or you have to set that, like I said, set it on fire, see the smoke, and then like take the fire out with your fingers. And that's not exactly a good thing to do for us. Yeah, I like it. Thank you so much. It was one of my it was I made that yesterday. So the video's done. I just need Kendall to upload it and hope to put the new intro and outro. If she's unable to do it because this is like a weird week. This we had last week was all like Phil. I had a whole bunch of stuff all over me. Loki was crawling over me when I got to Seth house. We had Phil Day last week, teacher appreciation last week. This week is all my kids have different orchestra, singing, choir, concerts. There's like a million spring flings. Like when I say a million, I'm not over exaggerating. My son is in fifth grade. He has an in school concert, and then he has a concert at Wild Lake High School where my oldest daughter goes to. This evening, it's just like driving around like crazy and making sure that they're dressed for the orchestra. It's just one of those days. Yeah, they are. They're a pain. Like I wanted to get the silver because I have like this astral like it's sun, moon, stars, and it says like Leo, Scorpio, all that stuff like that, but it's silver and blue. And I was like, I'm gonna get silver tape. And every time I get those metallic ones, I love the way they look, the end result, but the process kind of makes you not want to get it again. Yes, I was going to talk to you about you guys that yesterday, the glow in the dark. I did put in an order the moment my friend Christina tagged me on that because I was like, shut up, there's glow in the dark hardware and glow in the dark rivets. Nicole has my heart. She always has like the coolest hardware. I bought two sets and then I bought extra rivets because I already know how I am. I'm like, I go through rivets like nobody's business. And anytime anyone has any like color rivets, I buy them. I don't know why. I love the natural color that we have, like antique, nickel, rose gold, whatever. But I love having a pop of color with rivets, which brings me to this bag. This is the bag that I sewed with Monica on the phone. And see, we have blue rivets. So, and a little, this is from Alchemats. I needed to buy more of those during the little blue stitch. This is one of my favorite back styles because it's a extra long adjustable strap. It's like 60 or 72 inches or something. And you're like, why the heck is it this way? Because you feed it through and clip it on both sides. You can wear it as a backpack, or you can then clip it on sides and have as an crossbody. And the inside is so cute. So this is all cork, and then I have leather for the handles, and I couldn't find any. I wish I would have had blue or darker brown, but this will do for now. And when you punch the holes through it, you wrap it around leather. It's like really cohesive and pretty. So this is what was made yesterday. I love this blue. This is like one of my favorite blue corks, and I think this is Sally Tomatoes too, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Oh no, I'm so sorry that you're sick. I hope you feel better. Is it the flu? I'm like on my Facebook feed, like they're calling like Flumageddon for spring flu, and I'm like, please, please don't come to me. Thank you. I hope you get better soon. Yeah, I love this cork color. No, this is a cork. This cork is from my Sally Tomatoes, if I'm not mistaken, and um, the brown is from my Handmade Space. That's the bag I did. The amber crossbody bag from Georgia Girl Stitch. You know how I do. I love Georgia Girl Stitch. I think I have just one more pattern to make. No, two more patterns to make. I've made like all of her pattern videos except two. Um, she like if you're not familiar with her and her husband own Georgia Girl Stitch. They both Joy herself creates the patterns, but her husband also sews leather bags and whatnot. And they give tons of tips and tricks on working with leather and waterproof canvas. And they have kits and they have like some pretty seriously cool tools. Like she has like these they're like these little stamp things to punch out your your face zipper facing. And you know how sometimes in the corners we always have to get our scissors to snip in there because like our rotary can't get into it, and you don't want to mess up with the X-Acto knife. She has a little blade that you could just pop it and it's a clean cut. And she just has really cool tools, really cool templates. She has like the templates for the like the fancy strap ends for your straps, like, and she has a lot of free patterns too. But yeah, this is one of the first bags I did from her, because it comes together really fast. If you have a domestic machine, you're like, I can't sew leather, this is perfect. And her kits have really nice leather that you can sew over with a domestic machine. Her and Noodlehead usually sell leathers that you can sew over, straps that you can sew over with a domestic machine. As well, I think as Hungry Hippie has some leather that you are able to sew with the domestic machine too. So don't let your machine stop you from going to whatever level you want to go to. There are a lot of designers who work with leather that sew on a domestic machine. Another person is Kloomhouse. Kloomhouse, she uses the Singer Heavy Duty. Oh my God. Just go over there and you're going to be like Shinova. And I'm like, I know. I have sewn every single pattern that she has made. I didn't do a video because her videos come with her patterns. She's brilliant. Like, I've learned so many cool techniques from her, Georgia Girl Stitch, Noodlehead, like every designer that's out there, I've learned something from. And it's amazing because when you learn something from a designer and then now it's in your repertoire and you can use it, like, honestly, I was going to use Shannon's. If you have the Aries, Shannon does something really, really cool with her zipper pocket in there. So if you have that pattern, go look at that, because I actually think it would work out for this, because this is a lining on top of lining. There's like 3 linings this way and then another lining pocket there. If Shannon's method was used in the lining part of the pocket, it would reduce the bulk and it wouldn't feel as bulky on the sides. So like I said, for me, when I get a pattern, it's more than just getting the bag or getting a video or anything, is that I actually get education from the pattern. I feel like that I'm going to stay on my soapbox for that all the time, because I do see posts saying, hey, this bag looks like this bag, but no 2 designers do the same thing. I learned something from every single designer, and that's the way you look at it. You know, when we're going to college, our books, our things are not free. We buy these things, even though we think we may know everything about Newton's law or whatever, we're still there to learn more. And that's how I look at these patterns, is that I'm getting an education. And that's the way I definitely look at it. Like I said, if you have the Aries, go look at how Shannon does a lining pocket and really start clicking. You're going to realize that, maybe if I do this with other pockets, I could reduce bulks on the side seams. Just throwing that out there. Because when I was sewing this on the video, in my head, I didn't say it out loud. In my head, I was like, this would reduce dramatically if I did this method. That's what I do. Like I told you, Maggie 55 is, as soon as she comes out with the pattern, I just buy it. I know I may not make the pattern right away, but I watch the videos like pretty much immediately. If I buy the pattern and I'm working on orders or whatever, I'll just play. I'll put the PDF on my tablet and just play each one of her videos and learn. I've learned so much by watching her. I've learned, especially for edge code. If you guys are really trying to learn about edge coding, I would get. Okay, the Freddie Hobo bag is where I learned about edge coating and about letting the edge coat breathe, kind of coagulate. I know that sounds gross, but it thickens it up the longer it's out, and it makes it easier to use. I didn't know. I was having so much issues with, like, I thought I was putting too much or too little edge coat, and then I got that bag pattern and I watched her part of the tutorial, and she explained so much, and that's how I kind of learned how to create my own style and hone it in. So when you get these patterns, not only are you supporting an artist, but you're also supporting yourself by getting an education from a different perspective. And that's the way I think most people should look at it. I never tested for anyone that was similar to another person's style. Somebody can have very similar bags, and I have had that where I have tested where the both bags silhouette looks exactly the same, but they're constructed completely different, and there's different methods, and it's always intriguing to me, because like there'll be a red flag, like, oh no, this person's copying this person or this person's coming out with the same way. And one designer said to me one time, Ishino, there's only so many designs. Like she's like, there's only so many square patterns, there's only so many round, there's only so many bucket bags, whatever. And now it's techniques and what else you could bring to the table. So I'll get off my soapbox now. It's just a head cold. Ooh, kids give us all the germs, man. My kids will be like sneezing and then like hugging up on me. And my son literally wiped his nose on my shirt sleeve yesterday. I'm like, you're 11. Why did you do that? Oh, I was about to sneeze. Really? Go to your dad. Let's see. Thank you. I actually, Jenny, I didn't like the webbing. I really, really wish that I had dark brown webbing to match the brown cork, or a blue. But you work with what you got, right? Yeah, I can link her site. Un momento. She's really active on Instagram too. She has a YouTube channel, and I don't know, like if you subscribe to her newsletter, you get to find out on new things. And like anybody that bought from Georgia Girl Stitch here knows that she has the best webbing, like, oh, the best webbing. Her webbing is amazing. I didn't know. A dear friend showed me that I guess she had like a webbing cell, and like it was like strap-ins, but they were like anywhere from 2 to 6 yards of the end of the bolt. I was like, why didn't I not know about this? It wasn't, I didn't, my phone is really bad with notifications. So here we go. Georgia Girl Stitch right there. I like literally, Diane, I didn't think about her technique until I was putting that in. I was like, because it's not extremely bulky, but like where you're gonna feel like there's more material on the sides. It doesn't like look, you can still see the seams are poked out, so it's not caved in or bulging out. But you know, when we make a bag, all we're trying to do is improve the technique that we have. And that was something I thought about. I was like, oh, it will look really nice. It'll be you could reduce the bulk a little bit more, especially with that, because this has 4 pockets. Yes, you're absolutely right. There's always learn to room and improve and hone in your skills. That's why I like watching people like when they do edge coding on Instagram, or there's like a short. I love it because they might do something that I did never even thought of, like ever. Like, and then I'm like, well, just like for example, like when I first was showing my edge coding video, one of you guys pointed out the tool that I was using was a tool that you stick inside your punch to sharpen it, which I got another one of those, and I'll do a review for it. And I had no idea. The only reason why I did it is because it looked like a nail file, and it was round and had grip. It held the edge paint longer without dripping, so I was able to do more strokes with it because there was some kind of texture. I had no idea that was a hole puncher like sharpener. I had no, I still use that. I clean it and I use it all the time, and I honestly believe it's because the texture, it holds more of the product, so therefore I don't have to like do as many as dips or anything, and it has a little longer strokes because there's enough product on it because of the texture. And I also think it gets into the fibers of the fabric better because it has texture. It is like picking up or scraping off any like extra burrs, and it's getting into crevices that something flat may not be able to do. But that is just my theory on it. I could be absolutely wrong, but I've worked for me ever since. And I think it's hilarious that now I'm buying, I bought another hole punch sharpener thingy so I can use it for another color. Let's see. Yeah, boys are gross. Yeah, Georgia Girl Stitch has like phenomenal webbing. Oh, thank you, Lynette. I love the cork too. Anytime I see an unusual cork color, I go for it. Sally Tomato, she was really honing in on the Robin Egg blue, the Tiffany's blue, because Sally Tomato is the character in Breakfast at Tiffany. Remember when she was like, "Oh, I talked to Sally Tomato at the mafia guy in jail," and so Tiffany blue, and then they came out with the cork and a faux leather vinyl that's absolutely gorgeous, and a faux suede. Her faux suede, when I look for things, they disappear. I had her faux suede is one of my favorites. Like, look at this one. This is the one I'm going to be using for the Poe jacket today. So it has a nice fabric. It's a nice fabric on the back. It's kind of like, it's not really fuzzy. Every time I use this, someone always thinks it's actual real suede. Like, it's, I don't know. It's really pretty. It's super soft. And the back is like kind of like a canvas, but you can adhere Decovil Light, Sofuse, all that stuff to it really easily. And it just sews up like a dream. And it looks like suede. So she has one like this in the Tiffany's blue too. That's my favorite one. Every time I purchase anything from her, I automatically get the Tiffany's blue one as well. Just so I can stock up, because blue's my favorite color. Okay, so hole punch and a sharpener. Okay, so with your hole punch, some hole punch kits come with the sharpener. So that way, have you ever done I call it the sewer swivel. So you punch your hole and then you swivel it to make it to make it pierce, because your actual blade is not sharp enough on there anymore. After you do so many of it, it slowly dulls, and you could tell when someone's hole puncher is dulling is if they punch the hole and you see them swivel it. You do it without even thinking, and it's because your blade is dull. So they have this tool that kind of just looks like a stiletto that you stick inside the hole puncher. One, it declogs it. Two, it sharpens the blade around it so you can just punch through it neatly and clean. I normally don't use it that much. I usually use my drill bit just to do it, or I'll just get a hammer and knock that out. I like smashing stuff, so I like to set rivets by hand too, believe it or not. But you stick this in and it swivels it. I didn't know it was until one of you told me. So I'm showing you my edge coat live sometime last year, and someone was like, "Why are you using a rivet sharpener?" And I'm like, "That's what it is." It came with it. I just didn't know what it was for. I just one day was edge painting and I just grabbed it, and that became the tool that I used. And then I bought more, and now I bought one to actually sharpen my hole punch. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Hold on, my stuff is like everywhere. It looks just like an awl. Hold on. Let's see. My shoes are all squeaky. Let's see. I just bought one from Amazon again because one of my hole punch is like, all right, here we go. Coolio. Okay, I just knocked down a whole bunch of stuff. All right. All right, so I just knocked down a lot of stuff, but I usually buy this one, and it looks like an awl. Let me open it up because I haven't sharpened my hole punch because I keep doing the swivel, and I was like, yeah, I gotta get a new one. So it looks like an awl, except there's texture on here. If you can see, like, it looks like little crystals. You stick it in your hole punch to sharpen it. So you stick it in your hole punch, and it sharpens the outside. So it'll be nice and sharp. And as you can see, little fibers are coming out, and it sharpens this so that you don't have to do the swivel. I know it sounds really simple, but it is. And you can they come in really cool tools. You can get it were retractable, but I had no idea. This came just like this in my machine when I got my hole punch. I had no idea what it was. So I was like, oh, I need to edge paint. And then I used this, and it has, because it kind of reminds me of a nail file because it has grip. It holds paint really easy without dripping. I guess because it has a lot more to travel through. That makes sense. But yes, this is to sharpen your hole punches. So you don't have to do that. I don't know. Don't you guys notice people? I have a fly in here. Okay. So yeah, tools are my thing. I want to now get. I need Kendall. He's like the fly master of like swatting them. One of the kids left the window open. That's all I could think of. So yeah, this is it. Just like a little one, and then you can get them more fancier. This one came with a retractable thing that I wanted to try. Then you can use a smaller one for the smallest hole and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's one little tool that can help your other tool out, but I actually use this sometimes for edge painting. So I bought one that's not for edge painting. So that's where we're at. Ooh, a cuticle pusher for a base coat. That's actually that's smart. I seen Tandy Leather has these pens that look like the Tandy pens, but they're not. You pour whatever mixture you made. Like, so you know how we're mixing colors? You pour it inside the pen, right? You close a cap and you have a pen. It keeps the pen nice and fresh, and then you can just like draw on your edge paint. I was like, what the hell? And how I found that out was watching this guy design Nikes. So he had the Angelus. Is that how you say it? Angelus edge paint. And he was doing like this rose gold with glitter on the Nike Swoop. So he mixes the rose gold with this glitter holographic edge paint, pours it into this pen, and then he's sitting there drawing. I'm like, what the hell is that? So he hashtagged Tandy Leather. I go to Tandy Leather and I went down a rabbit hole. And yes, there is pens that you can get that you can pour the ink in. Sorry, my puppy. You can pour the ink in and you can just draw the edge paint. I was like, okay. Because I have like little plastic cups that have lids that you get from Michael's that have like my mixture. And then I'll get my little label maker and be like, olive green, bam, and put it on there. And then like when it should expire, I usually put like cellophane, put the lid, and then close it up. And it stays like right. But I didn't know you can use pens. It would have saved me a lot of mix. I get like, they're smaller than this, but they have like, I'll put like cellophane, then put the lid, and then I close it, and it stays good for like about a year. But yeah, there's pens. There's pens. Yeah, there was a file. Yeah, it's a weird filer for the hole punches, and it's this one is from Smith. It's the diamond retractable. But yeah, it sharpens. You also could use it to sharpen hooks, just in case you have hooks around. I don't know. It's good to know, I guess. Yeah, it's meant to sharpen tools, and that's what I use. It has like, I don't know, it just works really well for me. But I'm also really bad. I'm one of those people that it's not a bad thing necessarily. I'll use whatever is around me. Like if I don't have something, I'll start thinking about how can I use what I have around me. The echo. Yeah, everybody should get this because I know everybody has a hole punch and you all do the same thing where you're because I was like, why does it do that? Like your hole punch is like working really good, and all of a sudden you're like, and you see that it cut out, but just not all the way around. So then you start swiveling it, the sewer swivel. I need to patent that. I'm playing. This package, okay. It's the Smith Diamond Retractable Sharpener. Only you, Teresa. I giggle way too much. Let's see. Yeah, I definitely get one of those. I know I need to go. I want to do a Harbor Freight haul because everyone that gets stuff from there, I'm jealous. I know there's not one that's not too far I don't know. I haven't actually physically seen one, but to be honest with you, I haven't put in a great deal of effort. But I want to, I want to order stuff from there. But it's easier for me just to go to Lowe's, which is 2 miles away. So, good morning, Teresa. Ah, yes, I see them. Hold on. Can I do anything? Dalva's usually my person, but I don't think she's here. But I'll put them on timeout. Okay. So yes, it does. It does. So the reason why I get these is because they stack on top of each other, and I have like a edge paint drawer, and they just stack right, well, a shelf, and they just stack on right on top of each other. And I found out why I bought you Maggie 55 by putting cellophane on top of it. It keeps the edge paint like nice and fresh, I guess. So it's worked out. I have weird stuff in my craft room. When the last electrician came in here, he's like, so you have cellophane, zip ties, and duct tape. I'm like, it's not. And he's like, you have a lot of scissors. I'm like, it's not what it looks like. I get it. Stop watching true crime, sir. But yeah, I don't know, it's just really cool. One of you guys told me about it when I was using the tool, and now I'm actually using the tool, buying the tool for the right reasons to sharpen my. I'll tell you, I'll report back. I'm going to sharpen it today and use it today in a tutorial. I'm hoping to film. Aura Rosa has teased the group. She told you she has a couple patterns out, so I'm hoping to film one of them today, and then work on the other one tomorrow, so everything's ready. But I'm really excited about it. I forgot to print the other one, and you guys all know how my printer hates me, so I have to wait till Kindle comes home, because I try to print it right now, and the computer went on. I mean, the printer went on, and then it went right off. That thing hates me with like all its heart. When I get another printer, I'm so taking a baseball bat to that one. I don't care. I don't know. It was funny because my daughter was watching. We watched Megan this weekend, and I'm not going to spoil, but if you watch the end of Megan, it makes you not want to get an Alexa ever. But she was like, I wonder if the machine hates you really. And I'm like, please don't do that. Because then my imagination is just going to go like extreme. And for some odd reason, anytime Kendall puts in a printer in his little area, it does not respond to me like at all. So I'm going to try to get a different printer and put it in here. Yeah, because I got some really pretty HTV, and it's some leopard print, and I want to actually do the hope symbol from Star Wars and like all leopard print and have the bag brown. I don't know why I thought of that. I think it would be really cool. You get a little cheetah print or leopard print with Star Wars. I thought it would be cute. So I want to print some things out and cut things out on some HTV. Don't make it weird. Yeah. Okay, well, because think about it. Look into your room. Have somebody go into your work area, like a technician of any sorts, and when they see like I have, you know how I use electrical tape on the back of my hardware, with anything with prongs. So you see electrical tape, duct tape, saran wrap, zip ties. I have zip ties I use zip ties for everything. Those are my favorite tools. It's weird. And if somebody was to get my Amazon order for like 1 month, they're going to be like, you order some very suspicious things, ma'am. Look, no, here's the thing. I know people, like, I'm always intrigued because, like, when I'm on the phone with Monica will be like, Alexa, turn on the lights. And it turns on the lights. I'm like, this is really cool. But then I also remember Terminator. I'm just saying, watch Terminator 2, and everything they said that was going to happen in the 2000s literally happened. I don't fear the zombies. I'm always a fear of things turning into like Decepticons. Like, we use it for everything. Can you imagine if your cell phone just turned into a transformer? You're not gonna. I'm gonna be, for one. Either I'm gonna act two ways. I'm gonna think that's like the coolest thing, or I'm gonna die from a heart attack. That there's no in between. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I'm not afraid of like other like things, but machines always freaked me out because when I watched Terminator as a kid, because my dad really liked it, because a lot of people thought my dad looked similar to Arnold Schwarzenegger, so he was like Team Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I have like watched every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie known to man a bazillion times, right? Terminator freaked me out. I was really young. I just like I remember because I used to watch Say by the Bell, and I remember there's an episode where like Zach had like this huge, massive cell phone, right? And my dad was like, "Oh, we're gonna go see Terminator." So he took us to the Dollar Theater. Remember the Dollar Theaters? And we went to go see Terminator 2. And I was like, "What if his phone like went up against him?" And then that's always been a fear. And orcas. Oh, by the way, I have to say stop saying orcas on here because my Facebook reel free of reel um is like always orcas. Like they're always showing killer whales. I'm like, okay. And then I'm gonna watch it. You know I'm gonna watch it because I'm just curious. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes. I think I would be okay. Like when you watch like the second Transformers movie is like one of my favorites because the little Decepticon, like he was hilarious. Like he was like the cutest, most maniacal little thing. And I was like, I don't think I would freak out if it was something that big, but like let's be realistic. Optimus Prime is amazing. But if you've seen him transform in front of you, are you going to be like, whoa, that's cool? Or you're going to be out on the floor, like not remembering what happened? Because there's a lot of things I think I would react a certain way, but realistically, if I seen something just turn into a transformer and it's bigger than 3 stories, I'm gonna freak out. I mean, I don't even think I will have a chance to scream. It's gonna be death or fainting, and I'm not a real big fainter, but I think that's a really real possibility for me. Yeah, orcas, man. I'm telling no, someone had like the really cool reel, like they were fishing and they caught this fish, and then they somehow got really good footage of like the orca kind of riding the wave and like turning, and then you could see the rest of their pack because orcas usually hunt in packs. Um, I was like, yeah, that orca's way bigger than your boat, sir. You might want to move faster. that's That's all I have to say about that. Move faster. Did you see that they did a search and rescue for a great white? It was I, I forgot how tall it was, really massive, but it looked like the one in Meg. I'm not gonna lie. And they catched and released it, I think this Sunday in Florida. Yeah, you guys have some crazy stuff in Florida. Like every time I go to Florida, I have like there's joy because I know I can go to Disney World and like Harry Potter World and stuff, but there's the fear of stuff is real. Like there is no other theme park where they have snake handlers picking up snakes throughout the parks in any other part of the US except Florida. That shouldn't be a job. Like I want to see that listing though. Like Disney currently searching for a person that can pick up snakes and put them in bags and can release them. Do they release them? Because I know like a lot of like breeds of snakes like you can kill like because they're like too much in Arizona in Florida. I'm curious if they release them or do they like kill them. I have a lot of questions. I got if anybody that knows anyone that works in Florida Disney, find out information about the snake handlers because I'm just curious. I don't know why. When I seen someone doing that in the park, and at first I thought it was just like a regular person, and no, they have people just dressed like in regular uniforms that pick up snakes. That is a weird thing. That's like, oh, come to Florida. You're gonna have a Disney boutique and Cinderella, see Moana. Oh, and there might be some snakes. It's cool. It's cool. You have Rocky Blue Loop. Sorry, my phone is like super loud. Yeah, like, well, Monica's like, turn, like, remind me about picking up the time for my kids, and they'll be like, okay, Monica, we'll do this time. And I'm like, this is super cool, but also kind of terminate. Like, I mean, Terminator's prophecy. I'm just letting you guys know. I know. I but don't when it okay, so like they always do these documentaries about like people that work at Disney. Can we have a documentary on that? And I also want to know, I want a documentary on like their animal kingdom. Like I would like to know how each like exhibit, like how they got the animal. Do they do catch and releases? What do they I have so many questions because me and my daughter like to watch pet hospital documentaries, like when people are taking like exotic things in the thing exotic things to the vet. But I think they can have like several documentaries just based off of Florida's amusement parks alone. So like I think I would want to know more about that. Not saying I want the job per se, but like I want to know that is a really unique job. I mean, most of the snakes are probably gonna be like pythons and it's not gonna be like hurting you or anything, but still like that's an interesting job, and the first time I seen it, it was during COVID, and the person had a mask on, and so they had, like, the crew there, and they had a lady with the bag, and it had that little claw thing, and she just picked up the snake and put it in the bag, and I was like, "Wait, Kendall, did you see that?" He's like, "Well, it's Florida, they have tons of snakes." I'm like, "I get that." And realistically, I should have known that they're gonna be snakes there. It's Florida, right? Um, but I never thought, because like most times snakes don't like vibration. So with all the roller coasters and all the cars coming in, I would automatically assume that there wouldn't be snakes there because that's kind of how it is in California. Wherever there's freeways, wherever there is high traffic, snakes are generally not there. My phone is just responding to everything. So I don't know why I automatically assumed that. That was shame on me. Um, but to think that that's an actual job there is pretty crazy. Yeah, water moccasin. No, see, my husband's from Florida, and like he loves telling stories about black snakes and then the water moccasins, how they look really similar, except inside their mouth, the cottonmouth has the white. And I'm like, why are you telling me this? So he's like, but you always tell me fun facts about the black mamba. And I'm like, man, because if it populates over here, we're doomed. I'm just saying. Coral snakes, they're so pretty. There's an island that has just snakes and nobody goes there except the Navy SEALs one time a year to change out the lights in the lighthouse. But it's like forbidden to go to this island. There's a snake. If you were to like if you stepped on the island, there will be a snake every 2 feet. It's and they're in the trees too. Like so See, Cocaine Bear messed me up. I'm like, I knew bears climb trees, but yeah, I wasn't prepared. Yeah, I'm not big on bugs either. I think it's more I wanna go take my kids to go to Disney World, but I have to go at a time where mosquitoes are not prevalent because my son, mosquitoes and bees, like anything that flies, he is like nonstop. He's like, he's not, and I don't want to be like, can calm down. It's not gonna kill you. Yeah, she's my soul bestie. No, she lives in Texas. She's my soul bestie. She's usually the person that when she's fulfilling orders for sew fuse, I'm sewing up something, or sometimes we just get bored and we sew up the same thing. We just FaceTime, and the most hilarious part, like you can ask anytime a kid's around or my husband's around, ask them this, they will answer truthfully. They don't even know she's there half the time, and vice versa. We're like, we can sew. It's just like me and you right now. I can't hear you. I just read your thing. We can sew in complete and utter silence, but because we know we're FaceTiming each other and have that companionship, it it's like I don't know, I guess like a pacifier, like it's soothing in a weird way. And then when one of us say something, like like Hope was like ranting about one of her friends yesterday at school, and my face was just like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you just said that. That's your friend." And like Monica was like, "Hey, Hope," and she was like, "Oh my god, I hate when you guys do that." Or like Miko will come in and full fledged talk to Monica, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "What's up, Miko?" Like, because we're essentially each other's like YouTube without noise. Um, and we talk about just we're on a lot of same tester teams, or just like we'll talk about like random stuff, and or we'll say nothing and just sew in silence. Yeah, you guys are all, yeah, all you Texas people live really close to each other. Yeah, yep. She's the owner of Castine Handcrafted. She's the owner of SoFuse and SoFuse Plus, and she's pretty amazing. If you go to any of the So Magical, she's usually a vendor there too. Not usually, she is a vendor there, and she teaches. Um, I want to say Dallas or Austin. I don't know. I'm not too sure. I don't. Is she? I know we were at the So Magical Texas. She was 3 hours away, so I don't know if that helps you. She's not that far. Let's see. Yeah, she sells the interfacing, and she sells hardware and zipper tape and webbing as well. But mostly, she's known for her interfacing. She also makes bags. Correct. She makes really good bags. She loves to make leather bags. And generally, when she's teaching classes and So Magical, she's teaching you how to skive leather and to sew with leather. She really loves leather. She and like if you were part of, you seen our live, not, is it last week or the week before, when we sewed up the Catalina together? So she was sewing up hers, I was sewing up ours. Every now and again, I'll just make her be like, let's go live, and she'll be like, okay. So yeah, she sews up a lot stuff. Most of the time though, she's like packing orders. She's like always packing orders. So I just sew with her, and I don't know. It's just something we met being a part of Swoon, and we just automatically clicked. And she's easy to talk to, and I guess vice versa. She's in Austin there. Yeah, I think she's in Austin. I like Texas is big, y'all. So yeah, we usually do that. We just like whenever I'll be like, "Hey, are you around this time?" I'll be like, "Are you up? Are you going to be sewing or packing today?" And she'll be like, "Yeah," or "No." Okay, she's 3 hours from Dallas. Yeah, she took her 3 hours to get there. See, yay, we did it. Oh, okay. See, there you go. She's not that far. Yeah, she's not that far from a lot of stuff. So yeah, she was at So Magical Texas, and that I was so excited to go to Tech. I hope they have bring that back. There's so many freaking there's so many freaking things that are going on. I don't know if you guys know Susie from So Girly. She showed last night, that she was going to have her cherry blossom vinyl, the clear one, back. So she was showing it. But then she's also going to Wizardly Stitchery's retreat that's this weekend, and I'm jealous of all of you that are going. That has been a goal of mine. I wanted to go to it last year. I'm hoping they do it again next year, and then I'm definitely gonna go. She's going with Cherish, and I'm like, oh my god, all these cool retreats. I'm telling you, I'm so excited because there were so many years that we had nothing, and now we're having it again. So I actually think if you go on Wizardly Stitchery's thing, their retreat looks super cute. It makes me it like it goes to my inner teenager that wanted to go to camp and like camp in a room with everybody, and then everybody does all these activities. That's what it feels like to me. And I was like, oh my god, I want to do this so bad. Okay, so not far from you. I can't get seriously. Oh yeah, it's PSD. So Susie lives in California and in Texas. She forever has her time zones messed up, but it's PST, because I'm letting you know now why, because she's going to be asleep until that time. Yeah, Texas is just huge. But I gotta admit to you, I the one thing I loved going to So Magical Texas was the food. The food was phenomenal. Like and it could be, and Shannon probably gets a little would understand. Maryland has not a lot of fast food or chain restaurants like everyone else. Like I can talk to you about Whataburger and all that stuff. Like there's not one out here. The closest Waffle House is almost dang near into the Virginia borderline. Like, so when I get to go travel out of state, the first thing I do is I hit up things that I can't get around here. Um, my like it's weird. Like I haven't had an In-N-Out burger in like 14 years, and I'm like, it's to the point if there was one near me, I would just probably just stay there for hours eating fries and stuff, animal style. Just so many things that we don't have out here. There's no Wiener Schnitzel. Like like in California, tilapia was like and rockfish is like just like an everyday occurrence. Like, yeah, not out here. Um, like, so I miss certain foods. So as soon as I travel, the first thing I look for is like what restaurants or chain are fast food chains that I can get that I can't get out here. Yeah, Shannon's bags are phenomenal. My favorite thing about Shannon is how she presents her reels. They look so elegant and classy. You're like, I want to make a bag freaking like that. And her bags always look on point. I miss the small ones too. I do. I have a lot of hole in the wall places, but it's not the same. Like the first thing I did when I landed in Texas, I was like, I need Mexican street tacos, and like Christina took me to go get some because out here we have a lot of more Colombian and Peruvian foods. So it's really, really hard to find like an authentic Mexican chain restaurant. And I was like, I need to get menudo, not the stuff that I get in the can. I want to get the real thing. Like I need to get pozole. So like as soon as I touched down in Texas, I was like, I gotta get my Southwest on because I know I'm not gonna have it for a long time. And I still regret the fact that we drove by an In-N-Out and I didn't get it because it's been forever since I had like Hope, yeah, since Hope. On my daughter's since Faith's fifth birthday, I had her birthday at Disneyland in California, was the last time I had In-N-Out, and she's gonna be 18 in November. I do too. I'm hoping that's so magical because it seems like they have a Gaylord. I don't know if they have like a Gaylord contract, but they're always held in Gaylord, so it makes me assume. But don't quote me on that. They're always held at it. Maybe she just likes it there. There's a huge Gaylord that is the DC Maryland border, and I'm like, come on, bring it out here because then like I feel like all of the upper East Coast can come. But I'm hoping that with more and more there's Gaylords everywhere that it'll be able to hit up different states because honestly, I would go just to visit the state, like and their food. I'm not gonna lie to you. Food is comfort for me. It makes me happy. And if I'm sad, I want food. If I'm happy, I want food. It is what it is. Ah, divino snitch. Like, yeah. Yeah, I know. Actually, Shannon, your reels are really I like them. They're very clean. Like mine's are just like I always try to take pictures while I'm doing steps, but then what happens is that I'll get super hyper focused and then I'm like, damn, I only got the first two photos and then the bag was done. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, the reels are always on point. Like I just do random reels off of just like I'll take still shots as I go. Like you guys have not seen like 90% of my reels because I like will take the first and then I'm like, wow, you did a real good job there, Chanel. Yes, Mexican food is absolutely my favorite. It does add a lot of time because you have to edit the food photos, sharpen them, and make sure the image is nice and clear. And then I'm notorious. I have thread everywhere. Like I swear, I sweep up thread every single day. As soon as I walk out of my workroom, I have thread all over me. I so for me, when I take pictures, I have like a lint roller, trying to get all the thread to try to make it as presentable as possible. It's a tedious job, but I do like doing it. And I love putting like corny songs to bags that you necessarily wouldn't think that would go with the bag. I don't know. Yes. Well, yeah, I'm trying to get my birthday's on the 24th of July and my daughter will be turning 13 on the 26th of July. So I'm trying to get her to go to New York cuz she's very introverted and she doesn't like to go outside of the house. So I want to take her to go get some awesome food in New York and there's a couple curly hair specialists there that I'm gonna make an appointment so that she can get a trim, and she wants the ends of her hair purple. So New York, here I come in July. It's gonna be so hot, but it's awesome to go on in July because everyone's usually at the Hamptons, so the city is not really like jam packed like it normally is. But it's so hot. It truly is the concrete jungle. It's so hot. It's not like hot like Arizona where I'm gonna die, but it's like the humidity, like walking through a wet paper towel. It's that's hot. It's not. It's not fun. Del Taco. Oh my God, yes. I miss Del Taco so much. I hate Taco Bell. And the reason why I hate Taco Bell is when I was a teenager, I worked there, and the things that I see, I can never see. So I've always wanted to work at Del Taco. And I also like the fact that they have fries. I know that sounds like, why do you have fries? You're supposed to be a Mexican restaurant, but it's really good. Yes, July is on and cracking. Yes, her patterns and her videos are like they get me excited. Like I remember seeing the Aries. I was like, "Oh shit. I want this thing." Like I think and that's a really it's creative. It's like art. So I like seeing when other designers, other bag makers kind of like do some really cool stuff to their bags or present it in a way where it's art. Like I swear to you, every time Alexis or Erica from Lavender Twine, Alexis from Aura Rosa, they take pictures. I'm like, this belongs in a Burberry or Neiman Marcus catalog. It is so sophisticated. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm worthy to wear this bag, so I'm gonna make mine's a little bit I'm gonna make mine's playful with a lightsaber. Um, so their bags are so elegant. Like even their shadowing in their pictures, it's like, holy crap! Like you should edit for a major magazine. You do such a phenomenal job. So I like looking at other people's how they present stuff because it's an art in within itself. I miss yeah Del Taco. Yeah, I miss Del Taco. You know what's funny? I found out that Taco Bell doesn't have Maxi Melts over here anymore, and I was like, "What the heck?" That was like the one thing I used to order. Anything with melted cheese, I'm all for it. We ate at a place on the last day in So Magical that was right across from the Gaylord, and it was like the best like steak quesadilla I've ever had in my life. Like it's like it was like the best. Like if I was in death row, I probably would ask for that. Like I'm that's how serious I'm. Like, yeah, I gave you that because I was trying to figure out another way to say it. But yeah, it was really phenomenal. I do not know the name of the restaurant, but it was good. I do. So Magical Texas was like my favorite because of the food, and I got to sit down and talk to so many people. Like I talked to New Moxie like via messenger, but when I got to meet her, she is unbelievably like the kindest person I've ever met in my whole entire life, and she just smiles, and she's just like hope. She's just like she's like a beacon of hope and so positive, and because of her I felt like I was smiling more, and I'm like kind of like not a smiley person despite that I'm smiling a lot on camera. That it's like a nervous twitch, but I when you see me in person I just have like rest in be face, and because of her I think I smiled the whole So Magical, and I got to eat dinner with her, Susie and Rosie, and of course Christina. We ate dinner, and then I got to meet Rosie's son and husband, and they were hilarious. We had a very interesting conversation about moose nuggets that I had no idea about until that dinner. Best avocado dip too. I'm not gonna lie. No, no, do not put heat on wax canvas, or it's not what's going to happen is it's going to redistribute distribute the wax, and it could take away the wax from like being inside of the weft and the warp. So you could do it, but it's going to one mess up the iron or your Teflon sheet, and two, you may not have wax underneath the HTV. So I wouldn't recommend it. That's why there's usually no heat on wax canvas whatsoever, because the last final step of waxing your canvas is heating it with like an iron to seal the wax in. Oh yeah, the Tuesday tote. Yeah. I'm still like thrown off about mine. Like I like I was like, Kendall, I was like, look at this. And he's like, you're just like it because the jack. I was like, no, I like it because I never would have put HTV on cork until I seen the sublimation getting printed on put onto cork from so many creations. Her wolf on the cork like inspired me to try to do HTV on cork because cork can withstand a lot of more heat than anything else. I'm always afraid to put HTV on vinyl because the amount of heat you have to put on, even though it's 300 degrees and not like 400 degrees like sublimation, I'm always afraid to like I am seriously afraid to do it. I know people that do it. I need more time. Like I need a weekend where I can just play around with it to see if I can. Because most of the HTVs that I have, there are a cool prep, like a cool pill. So you have to warm up the fabric, put the HTV, press it for 10 to 15 seconds, take it off, throw it on the floor because it needs to cool down, pill it, and then reheat it again to lock in to the fibers. But because vinyl is mostly plastic, I don't know. I haven't done it. I've seen people have HTV on their bags, but I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of a chicken. Oh, July 26th is a very lucky day. Yeah, Shannon has a lot of details going into this. Like I said, education. You're paying for an education. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, you're talking she's going to give you an education. There's a lot of techniques that she's doing and she's working hard. Like I feel like there should be like a documentary for just designers. They work so hard. Like they work so hard. Like it's like their love child. They work hard. Everyone that I've ever tested for, when I get to see the insight, like I just want to give them a hug because they have to play mental gymnastics, math, photography for their pictures. There's so much that goes into it. Like that's why I'm like I'll never do it. Like the photographs alone would have me wanting to pull out my hair. And then, going over the math because most people you can say, oh, you could do this on zipper in size 4, a zipper size 7, and a zipper size 9. You still have to tell people what size you need for lining fabrics to enclose it. It just there are so many steps to it. It's a lot. It's crazy. I feel really lucky that I get to see that because I now have a different perspective of seeing what a designer has to go through. That's why I don't know. Some designers just like, I'm like, holy heck. If there's a lot of pages to me, I'm smiling because that means that I'm getting to learn something that I may not have learned before, or it might be a different way of doing something I've never done before. Oh my God, yes. Um, so I love So Sweet Mrs. Cork. I feel like she has the best shipping price. She has a lot of colors, and my favorite color from her is violet. It's the softest lavender I've ever seen. And I kind of want to get the one with the palm trees, but I just don't know what I want to make with it. I thought it would look really pretty with Floral Wars, the tropical one from a few years back that was red with all the tropical things. I think it'll look really like beautiful with that paired with it. 88 pages is solid. You're getting an education. 400 photos. See, like I don't think that's what some people when you see someone striking or testing and they're showing their tester back, I'm going to let you know this person probably took like 100 photos to pick one. You'll like if you look at my screen, like for the pictures for Stitch, I literally had 100 photos taken, and then I just took the best 5 that I thought, and then I delete the rest. Like there's a lot that goes into it. Then you have to edit the photos. That's probably why I don't do watermarks a lot. Then you have to edit the photos, sharpen it, deal with contrast, making sure that there's not a lot of shadow if you took it outside. There's a lot to it. I feel like when you are doing all this, you tap way more into just being a sewist. You're tapping into photography, grammatical errors, math, just it's like a lot. Good morning. Hey, so Terry. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I most of the time I just see certain things and I'm like, ooh, what if? That I think if I was a Disney Plus show, I'll be what if. I hate the photo parts too. I like actually taking my camera button broke, and to get it repaired, I have to send it to actually Texas. It's a Olympic Mark III, and it costs $500. So that is a plan when I come back after I'm done with Comic Con because I know I will get that. but I like to take pictures outside. I like natural light, and I usually go for either early in the morning when the sun's about to rise, and or when the sun's about to set, that golden hour. That's when I usually take pictures. And during the summer, I absolutely despise it because that's when I get mosquito bites all over my face. But I prefer pictures outside and on a person than versus the light box. So in the wintertime, you can kind of tell where I'm at in like the weather journey, whether you see in like light box photos or outside photos. But my preference is outside. So when I see these designers taking a bazillion pictures, like step by step inside, sticking pins in something or putting a clip so you can like focus on it, I'm just like, holy, like people don't understand the lighting for inside is horrible. Like for me, I'm in the basement. I have no natural lighting. If you're like in an area that has natural light, you have to wait for certain hours or have reflectors, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot going on to make a photo look presentable and easy for someone to look at. Because believe it or not, there are some people that will get a pattern and never read it. They can follow the whole pattern by pictures. Especially if a designer does pictures right, then you can follow the whole entire pattern by just looking at pictures. I know a couple people that do that. Oh yeah, the Flora Wars was of you can get it in vinyl from Notorious a few years ago. She has Flora Wars every year, but she had a tropical print. I think not last year or the year before, and I have that in cotton. And then they have the palm tree that I wanted to get from So Sweetness, but I know other people will carry it too. But I just feel like So Sweetness has like a fair price for cork and a really fair price for shipping, and her shipping is ridiculously fast. Like if you order something today, chances are it will be shipped today or tomorrow. What bag? This bag? This is from Sally Tomatoes. Um, for this bag, this is my handmade space, and this is Sally Tomato. My hair is not doing the good things today. It's really humid outside, so my hair is not responding well to this mousse. I hate that mousse too. I might give it to Faith, but then I feel bad if she wears it. And she's like, because she's been wearing like these huge Afro puffs, and they look amazing. And her little sister's been doing that too. So it helps keep the style that we found for out here. Mousse helps keep our curls more intact for a longer period of time between washing. And like I want to give the mousse to Faith, but she has this thing with mousse that has a smell because this time of the year there's tons of flies and tons of things that are attracted to smells. And the last mousse I gave her was from Marc Jacobs, and like bees would follow her because she's like, they think my hair is a bush because it smells really good like candy. And I could not stop laughing. It was like the funniest thing. And she kept using it. I'm like, what? It's like hilarious. Like it's funny to me, not funny to her. You should see my daughters. Both my daughters have really, really thick hair. Yeah, you have to. Oh, thank you, so Terry. I think just changing up certain things and having fun is great. That's why, okay, so like for example, like let's take Alexis Ramora Rosa. She uses cork. She uses like vinyls. She has really pretty vinyls. Vinyls, and then she sometimes uses like canvas, right? But then you have like Shannon. Shannon uses, I've seen her use cotton woven, I've seen her use vinyl, I've seen her use cork, and they're showing you that any material you make can be elegant. It's all in your mind and how you feel about it. Like I think we forget that we project and manifest things that we think in ourselves. So just always say positive stuff about yourself because chances are you think something negative and everybody else is enamored by it. I mean, you do something that a lot of people can't do. Again, if you look at us in the art world, we're a blimp compared to musicians and painters and even like pot makers or candle makers. We're so small. You will find so many more YouTube videos on paper world crafts or t-shirt making or even candles than you will find sewists. So you do a rare art and just believe in yourself because I'm pretty sure everybody else believes in you around you. Oh my god, yeah. My Mark III took like the oh, I love how that one takes photos, and now I have to get that stupid button fixed. Like, I don't know what Kindle did. Like, he took a picture and we were at the bridge and the button, I seen it. It was like in slow motion. And the thing that drives me nuts is I have really fast hand reflex catching things. I think that has to do with kids and them always wanting to fall when they're little. So, um, I couldn't get the button. It went right into the river. And I was like, I'm not going down underneath the bridge. I'm 75% sure there's trolls down there. So, and he was like, damn it. And like we try to take it to Best Buy and to two other camera places, and B&H told us to send it to the manufacturer, which is in Texas. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my husband does most of my photos. I do. If you He does all the still shots. So if you see him in the white box, that's Kendall. If you see them in out in the wild, that's me. Yeah, and she does ship in those like little triangle rolls. I don't understand how she's able to afford that shipping. Seriously, that's why I'm telling you guys. I'm saying this like in case she like puts shipping to where it's supposed to be. Go get your cork because like on shipping alone, and she's fair prices, like real fair prices. Um, and I always love her cork. There, I've never had any issues where like it's cracked. But if you have cork that cracks, there's like cork like I want to cork lotion. You rub it on the thing. I have a total Hannibal Lecter in my head right now when I'm saying it. Like you rub it in, and it helps like bring moisture back to the cork. Thank you. Yeah, the bees. I think it has a lot to do with I know bees follow me too. I think it has a lot to do with hair products and maybe curly hair. I have no like until Faith said bush, I never even thought of it that way. I was like, I always have bees by my hair, like always. And especially if I use anything from the Shea Moisture line, it's over. Right? They don't ever go anywhere. Yes, I love when people mix and match stuff. And actually, it's really funny because when Shannon mentioned that she was going to do an add-on pack to the Tuesday tote, she made one in Backstitch. It was the previous round. Just look if you go into Backstitch Fabric and Facebook and just look up Shannon's name, it's in this beautiful mauve pink. Now she's said that she's not a pink person, but because of that bag, I literally bought 2 rolls of the mauve pink because I hate pink. I absolutely this is why I don't use rose gold a lot because it has pink undertones. But I did buy because of that. And that's the thing. Sometimes you working outside of your box, you might create something absolutely gorgeous. It's just a bottle. If you put in cork lotion, I know that sounds weird. You might get some weird stuff. At least I get weird things when I'm googling things. Like my Google history could look really suspicious. Like this morning, what is the best zip ties for holding a cage? And I'm like, if somebody was like trying to come after me, like, oh, did you murder so and so? And they go into my history, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's not suspicious. um, you just hit cork lotion, you should be able to see it. It's like massaging, kind of like when you have wax canvas. Sometimes you need to re-wax an area. You buy like a wax bar and you can just rub it in and you spot do it. A lot of sailors do it with their it's called snow sill. It's like a wax and something else. It's like it is a natural product, but I'm trying to think of it. Starts with an L, and they slick it all over their jackets and their shoes. And when they have to do just like patch ups, like they could feel their seepage, they just rub that stuff in. I promise you, there's like so many weird stuff out there in the sewing world that you're like, what? Yeah, it's probably well, no, I can't I'm coconut sensitive, so I usually get the stuff that doesn't have the coconut oil from Shea Moisture, which is not a lot. Um, I like a lot of their bamboo things, but I'm coconuts. I will break out in hives and you'll be like, "Shut up." Yeah, it has a lot to do with hair products. Like, my sister uses herbal essence, and I swear to you, bees just follow her around. And she's like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you smell like passion fruit. What do you expect?" Yeah, see, you bought the pink and brown because of her. Exactly. I was like, that mauve is like, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Right now, What I want is a sapphire blue and the wind. Here's the thing, and I felt so bad because when I got my strike off, my coordinating fabric was a silky orange waterproof canvas. So I do have that in the bag on the inside, and I showed it to you guys. But the vinyl that I use on the outside is it's called Jam from Mormino, and I picked it just because it was a weird color. The reason why I like shopping for Mormino is she has really unique colors, and again, I'm a sucker for her name. So she has like a whole galaxy of the Guardian. So I always buy Thanos because you know how I like him. so, so it said Jam, and I was like, oh, this looks like something that from Jim and the Holograms, or like it felt like really 80s. And I paired it with the Ghibli because I thought many people are going to gravitate to the blue, so they're going to pair with blue. And then lo and behold, they have a wine color that looks very similar to Jam. The more I look at it, it looks like Backstitch is more has like a iridescent holographic to it, which I'm going to purchase. But it's interesting how your mind could think of something that's already there and you had no idea. I had no idea they were coming out with that as a solid, none whatsoever. But that was my first gravitation. Like, I'm not going to go with the blue that's on the outside. I'm going to pick a different color, and it was the same color that they were running. So I want to get the wine, the blue sapphire, and they have the clear Ghibli, and of course the zipper pulls. I'm always big on this. If you're going to get from the round, get the zipper pulls because chances you're not going to get zipper pulls that match the fabric like that. So don't miss out on that. And I always tell people to get 4. I always tell people to get 2 rolls of something. Never get 1 roll of on vinyl. It's not going to work out unless you're doing a bag like this where it could take a fat quarter. Most bags you use the whole thing, and then you have the straps and then the adjustable strap. So always get 2 rolls of it, and if you have leftover, you can make a wallet. And if you get pulls, get 4. You probably need 1 for the outside, 1 for the inside, but in case someone asks you to replicate it, then you have the 2 pulls to do it. Yeah, the pink was gorgeous. It's my favorite bag. Also, that saddle brown. I had to get that saddle brown afterwards too. I was like, "Holy, that brown looks like chocolate." Yes. Yes, Teresa, you're right. That's it. That's what the sailors use. It's called snow. It's a snow thing, and they put it all over their slickers and on their boots. And people I've seen been waxing their canvas or cotton with it, and it works the same way as the slickers. It becomes water resistant, and it has all natural product, but it does take a long time for it to cure, like 48 hours. But that's a long time for me. I have no patience. That's too cute, Christine. Oh yeah, I mean, I always want to share because I'm nosy. I'll be like, oh my god, where'd you get this? And I'm hoping someone would tell. They don't have to tell me. That's not they don't have to do it. I don't believe you have to, but I feel like if you do, then it just I don't know. I feel like why should I keep it a secret? Because if I'm buying it, chances are I'm buying. If I'm not like 85% of the stuff I buy is from a small business. So support another small business. This is how we keep the US and the world keep going. Ooh, yeah, Lauren's rose fabric. Every time I see that frosted one, I get jealous that I didn't get that. Hopefully she'll get more. If not, it's cool. But she does her flowers are absolutely gorgeous. And that frosted one, yeah, that was fire. I have no patience. 48 hours is a long time. Like that's why Kendall waxes and I don't because I'll go in there like 5 hours later. Is it done? And he's like, no, it's not. It's not done. All right. Well, I'm gonna stuff my face and then start getting ready because I'm gonna go over on a Patreon and we're gonna start doing the exterior of our Catalina. So I'm gonna get all that stuff ready and the camera set up, and I will talk to you guys all tomorrow. And I hope everyone has a really good day. Stay safe and you get to sew. I'll talk to you later. Bye.